Welcome, all you amazing people, to our Aries full moon reading. The Aries full moon is going to be reaching its fullest on October 20th, around 8:56 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So wherever you're at in the world, you can adjust for that, because that's going to be at the very climax of all the energies. This is an Aries full moon, so you got all that fiery energy of Aries being a fire sign, and then multiply that times the regular, just huge energy of a full moon, and you've got Shazam! You got all this energy coming in, a lot of energy. Of course, with the full moon and with all this amplification, emotions are also going to be amplified in a huge way. So just know whatever emotion that you're focusing on, and whatever emotion you choose during that time, you're going to feel it in a big way. But it's wonderful. I mean, you can feel the energy up to a week before the full moon, up to a week or so after the full moon. The more closer we get to the full moon, the more intense it is, the more dreams you're going to have, and you're going to feel all that. So if you feel out of sorts, just look up at the sky and go, the full moon. That is why my emotions are feeling very, expanded. What's great too is we had 2 full moons in a row in Aquarius in July and August, and then we just had a full moon in Pisces last month. So that had us all on this track of dreamy times, and then we followed that up with the energy of the Pisces full moon, which was about putting some practical plans to those dreams. So putting some plans around the steps towards that dream. And now we have all this blast of energy that we can use and focus it onto those steps. However, it's always a however, right? Also keep in mind that moving from Pisces to Aries, we're ending the cycle of the zodiac signs. We reached the end of Pisces and we're moving in to the beginning again with Aries. And so this might bring some new awareness, and it might cause you to desire to make revisions to the dream, make revisions to the plan. So you might alter your path a little bit, and that's totally okay. So if you feel that energy of wanting to switch things up, don't resist that, because it is part of this beautiful energy that will help you with all of that. Now, the last new moon we had in Aries was back on April 11th of this year, and that was a time of taking action on things. So when you look back around April 11th and see what was going on around that time, what kind of actions you did initiate, because now is also the time to reevaluate. You plant seeds and everything with a new moon. It grows into the harvest of the full moon. And then as you wane away from that to head back towards a new moon again, in that whole cycle of Aries new moon to Aries full moon, back to Aries new moon, it's like 6 months between a new moon and a full moon in the sign, and then back again. So, this moving away from the full moon will be a time where you're also going to be looking at what you're ready to let go of. So, there's all of this reevaluation type of energy coming with this full moon, because of the ending of that big cycle of Aries to Pisces and going back into Aries again, as well as the full moon. You're reaching the climax of the full moon and headed backward. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to do a reading for each sign, and the question we're kind of going to look at is, what can you reevaluate? But really, I really feel like with all this energy, it's where can you direct this lightning bolt of energy that's coming? What advice does Spirit and the Creator have for us on where we can direct it for the most beneficial experience and most in alignment of who we want to be and where we want to go? So we're going to go ahead and jump right into your reading right now. All right, all my Libras, this is your reading for the full moon in Aries. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. And this is just going to represent what the Creator wants you to know about overall, about this 3-week period around the Aries full moon. And of course, any guidance on where you can direct this amazing lightning bolt of energy from this Aries full moon into your life. One more time here. All right, so for our Libras, Creator, what do you want them to know about this Aries full moon energy? These are huge cards, even for my huge 6'4" frame. So thanks for your patience there. Oh yeah, you got raccoon. Beautiful, cute. And they are inventor. So decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. So yeah, definitely beautiful energy coming in here for you with that. You know, I love especially the trickster and deciding on what you really want. You know, we have so many supposed tos and shoulds that we're fed with in our life, and our mind does fool us into thinking, well, this is what I want with my life. No, this is my dream. And it's like, well, it's your borrowed dream, and it's not really your dream. It's someone else's dream for you that you just took on because either someone crushed your dream, and so you were like, well, I'm just going to live their dream then because it's safer. I won't get rejected, that type of thing. And so it's really about using this beautiful energy to really see what you want to switch to, what you really brings you this passion into your life, what really makes your heart sing. And I kind of feel like this too with this end, like I was talking about in the intro, where you know, we're just finished the Pisces full moon, and that starts this whole new cycle. It's like you have this beautiful energy that you can restart and reposition your dream, and it's the perfect time for you here. So I really have that. Yeah, definitely you are an air sign. You have the ingenuity, you have the smarts, you know, you're very intelligent, you can make things happen, and you can have many roles, and you can juggle things. And that message to me really builds into this dream too, because one of the things that you could be telling yourself is that, well, I have all these responsibilities, I have a family, you know, I have to care for them, I have this, I don't have time for my own dream, I can't do that, it can't work, because I have to invest so much time in it, I won't be able to do it with all these other responsibilities. But what I love is that, again, how you, your mind's tricking you, is that it has this limited possibilities. You know, it's like, well, this is the only way that it could happen. But you are so smart, and you can generate so many options, and you can juggle things so well. And you do have this amazing energy coming in too, just to bring a lot of light into the situation, because, you know, there's these fears you have inside of being a bad parent, or being a bad spouse or partner, or whatever it might be, and that, well, you have this belief that you're supposed to sacrifice all of yourself for them, and then later you can have your dreams. And it's like, nope, you're teaching your children, if you have children, that same thing is like, you know, they stop listening to what you're saying at a certain time in their life, and they start looking at how you're living. And so the example you're giving them is that your dreams await for everyone else. And so when you look at it that way, you're like, holy moly, wait a minute. So I can create ways and create, you know, different avenues. Like I would say, your children are going to love what they're going to do if you're loving them. All they want is your love and attention anyway. So if you start your own business of some sort, they can become a part of it. They can help, you know, do little things to help you out if they want, and they'll make it a game. They'll make it fun. And you can do things along with them while they're, if they're working on their project, you can be working on your project along with them. And you can get them engaged even and ask them, hey, what do you guys think of this? Any ideas? What would you think of that? And they're like, they're asking my opinion. I mean, you can make it such something that even brings you closer together, right? And you can find ways. And again, if you're like, well, I don't want to put extra burden on my partner, it's like, you know what? Share the burden. Are they living their life and living the dream they want? Maybe they aren't either. Maybe they feel like the same way you are. And you can, have that discussion with them. And they're like, you know what? So, these days of the week, you can work on that dream that you want to head to. And then these days of the week, I'll work on that. And when I'm not working on our dreams, we are the one that's taking care of the household. And you share that and having those discussions, but I know it's facing that fear, right? Of what will they think? And I don't want to rock the boat. But, if you're not living your dream, you're not living anyway. You're just existing. And again, that's what you're teaching your children. And is that the legacy you want to teach them? No guilt, no shame, just awareness. Now and also about being an inventor, right? Creating your things. The energy that comes with this is creative, confident, curious, shy, secret, fastidious, fussy, disguises, dexterity, masks, bandit, adaptable, survivor. So there's a lot of different energies that come with the raccoon there, and we pretty much have talked about all that. But overall, it says raccoon is nature's problem solver. They teach us that if one thing doesn't work, try something else. Their curiosity, their dexterity, and intelligence helps them discover new ways to live and survive. Raccoons are able hunters and know how to provide. The parents are good teachers to their children. Hello! They are dexterous with their hands and very tidy and clean. If raccoon is your totem, you are clever, you are useful, you are fastidious, you are creative, and you are confident. You always find your way to your goal. You are playful and love the night. You can enjoy getting into a little trouble. Yep, can't we all? The raccoon person wears many masks. Those with this totem may need to put on a new face to create greater success. Raccoon medicine can teach you to move with ease through your many roles in life, whether as an associate, a parent, a child, a friend, or partner. Raccoon people are secret keepers and need to guard against a tendency to purposefully deceive. Raccoons can be tricky little bandits. If your creativity and thinking expands at night, you might be a nocturnal genius like raccoon. You are playful, you're loving, and clever. Your gifts are many. Use them. Be fearless and go after what you really want. I love it. And these cards do come with 4 questions, advice, kind of statements. So whatever resonates with you, you can reflect on it during this 3-week period. Number 1 is, have you changed masks too many times and misplaced your true identity? That's a good question. Number 2, have you been tempted to steal or deceive? Number 3, is someone tricking or stealing from you? And number 4, look out for deception. Choose integrity. Be true to yourself. Be true to your calling. Be true to your heart. Because everyone knows if your heart's not in it, and then you're just being resentful and bitter and stressed when you're living the life that you're not wanting to live, right? And you feel like maybe your life has been stolen from you, and it's time you can get your life back. Because I just saw this vision of Frankenstein, this lifeless slab, or lifeless body laying on this slab, and the lightning strikes, and that's what brings Frankenstein to life, and he's alive, you're alive. So I feel this brilliant, beautiful lightning energy can help bring your life back to life. All right, we're going to pull some more cards here. I'm going to start off by this Naked Heart Tarot. And I'm going to pull 3 cards, or 3 stacks. The first one's going to be representing the week before the full moon, the week after the full moon, and then 2 weeks after the full moon. So one more time here. All right, critters, so for our Libras, for the week before the full moon, what else would you like them to know? Okay. And then the week after the full moon. Okay. And then 2 weeks after the full moon. Yep. Okay. Then you got those 2. All right. And then we're also going to pull from these Wild Unknown Tarot. And again, we're going to pull a card for each, or cards for each of the weeks. All right. So for the week before the full moon. Okay, the week after the full moon. Okay. All right. And then the second week after the full moon. Okay. Oh, there was 2 there. Wow. Okay. Clarification. We love whatever answers and advice we can get from Spirit, for sure. So you got the 4 of Swords. And so this definitely is about putting your mind to rest, and really swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And the 3 of Swords is all about heartbreak, disappointment, and that stress and the prick you feel in your heart. Usually there's like a heart with 3 swords stuck in it. And so this is very much about using this Ace of Swords that you're gifted with, is how you can cut away those expectations and those feelings. Because otherwise all these expectations are in your mind of everything you have to do and complete. Which when we're talking about, this can be about releasing and letting go of your supposed to's, you shoulds, your need to's, all that pressure you're putting on yourself to be this person you think you're supposed to be instead of living your dreams. And so when it talked about decide on what you really want, this is about, looking at those and not stressing about it, but it's about approaching it with this power that you get to choose who you are. When you're defining yourself by those external expectations, you're looking at your worth and your thoughts and your beliefs based on retail price. What are you worth to people on the outside of you? That's retail. That's not self-worth. That's other people's value on you, which is what I call retail price, which is great. If you're a coat in northern Alaska during winter, you are priceless. They love it. But you actually end up being in the summer in southern Texas, and you end up on the blue light special rack at 90% off. It's very unstable. That's what retail does. It depends. It's very seasonal and fluctuating and changing. But you're looking at defining yourself by what you want inside, what you, what your value is. You get to determine that, and you get to base that on what you find in your heart within you, which is the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. And so these thoughts and beliefs about what things are supposed to mean, like all these popular opinions about what a situation means, or these popular emotions on how you're supposed to feel in a situation, poppycock, you get to decide it. And this Ace of Swords that's down here helps you remove these obstacles, remove these beliefs that no longer serve you. And that's what brings you this peace of mind, right? Yeah, because here's the Movement of Cups, which the Movement of Cups would be like the Knight of Cups in a regular deck. And so this is all about moving on your emotions, a change of emotions, and it's usually very swift, and it can be. It's the difference between night and day, especially with these emotions that you're feeling. When you can instantly change a thought, and you can instantly change an emotion, all by choice. And it's an amazing thing is that both of these are about change of mind, change of heart, and thoughts. And so this is what you're contemplating this week before the full moon, as this lightning bolt energy comes in and is lighting up your old lifeless body, because the feeling, and when I was saying like Frankenstein laying as a slab, it was like he was laying on a slab, but it felt like he was a slab. It just like lifeless, doesn't have a passion for things in life. It's like you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I'm awake again. Have to go do this stuff again, instead of waking up ready to jump out of bed and live your life your way, right? When you feel like you're enslaved, and you're just existing, you don't have that passion. But when you get the spark of life that's coming in, it's like you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of feeling that way, and you're ready for a change. Yeah, because here's the Son of Wands, which this would be the Knight of Wands in this deck. So, look at that. And the Wands is fire energy. So this is all about the, Aries energy. It's coming in. And that wand is like this antenna. It's like a lightning rod. It's coming in, and it's just, again, bringing this amazing movement of energy within you too, which happens when you have all these expectations out here that you're maintaining and investing energy in, and that's like goes into a black hole, because no matter how hard you try, it's like fizzing out everywhere out there, because people are constantly changing what they want from you. Things are never unfolding the way that you thought they were, because it's an ever-changing world, and blah, blah, blah. And so you have all this energy that's kind of like just going into nothing, right? But when you start cutting away with that Ace of Swords, cutting away those expectations and those beliefs, that energy starts remaining with you instead. In addition to all this amazing Aries energy with this full moon coming in, you have this energy that's maintaining from you. So a beautiful, first week before the full moon is even hitting, you're having all this beautiful awareness that's coming. And then you move into the week after the full moon. Yeah, and then you have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups for me is the chalice, the Holy Grail. And it represents for me exactly what I was talking about with what you find inside you is the living waters, which is the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. So this brings you new emotion. It brings you new, sometimes it's like it pours out of you, and it sparks new phases in your relationships, because however you are on the inside is what moves out onto the outside. And so but this becomes your foundation, and when that becomes your foundation, then you get to fill up and everyone else gets the overflow, rather than feeling that resentment and that exhaustion when you allow everyone to plug in, low on your goblet here, and they're sucking all of the energy out, and you're never feeling whole and full. You just feel exhausted and empty. And then, like I said, it's a resentful, bitter feeling that I'm giving of all myself and no one's giving to me. Instead, when you find this unconditional love inside you, and you get to fill yourself up first, and then everyone else gets the overflow, they love the taste of this new energy, because it's free of expectations, it's free of bitterness, it's free of resentment, and it's just love without expectation. And they're just like, oh my God, it makes them want to have that within themselves, right? So I love that this is coming, because that's just totally makes sense here with this movement of cups. Because I didn't mention it. The Ace of Cups is right here. So the other card you had was the Ten of Cups. So yeah, you're definitely this is fulfillment and joy and radiance and abundance of heart and emotion. And usually it's like after a time of they say, like after a time of difficulty or challenge, which everything that you were experiencing before with your expectations definitely qualifies. And so now you feel this freedom and this wholeness. It's like almost like every single one of these is that Ace of Cups, whereas you had a sip of it, now you're like drinking it like crazy, where you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I've never felt like this in my life. And so you do feel this overflow and abundance happening. Yeah, and here's the Six of Cups. So we got cups, a lot of emotions going on, which for an air sign, I know, unless you have a lot of water in your chart, your birth chart, it's like, what is this emotion stuff? And it's like, yeah, well, we're emotional beings who think, not thinking beings who feel. So, Six of Cups is called like the nostalgia card, and it's about you're looking back over the feelings, these roots of all these emotions that you had and experiences that you have in your life. And it's an amazing transformation that happens when you get to fill up with this unconditional love. You look back at all these situations where you were disappointed in the love that you were getting on the outside. And we always hold on to those emotional memories because that's why we come here. We do come here to experience all that. It's the juiciness, the drama of this life that we take it back like home movies or vacation photos. We're like, oh my God, this is how I felt when this happened. It was so different than how we are on the other side, right? But it is about this looking over your past and reviewing the emotions of the past, because as you're filling up with all this, sometimes a little guilt comes in going, oh, finally, if I'd have only known, blah, blah, blah. And it's nice to go back and look at a situation when you're full of unconditional love and see it for what it really was, where, this was a beautiful experience of conditional love that you can now compare this unconditional love to. But you have to get past your guilt feelings of feeling like you failed and that you were late coming to the game. It's like, nope, you awaken and you experience this exactly at the perfect time, because you wanted to experience everything you did. This was all on purpose for a purpose, which you will see eventually. Yeah, and then you have the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, this is about the loss. This is about, all this raining down. I have a storm over my head, and this is all about, this is how you feel when you have your worth focused on the outside. You feel like you're abandoned, you feel lacked, and this is like that exhausted feeling, right? Here's the dead Frankenstein rose before it gets hit by lightning and gets revitalized. This is how you're remembering. You remember how you felt? Well, you're going to feel this way instead, and you can look at it like just the difference in dark and stormy and rainy and almost dead, and this is vibrant and living and just solid and beautiful energy. So definitely a big transformational type of experience for you. All right, and then we move into the second week after the full moon. Yeah, and the amazingness continues, because this is the Heart of Wands. So where you had the Son of Wands here, this would be like the Queen of Wands or the Mother of Wands, and definitely the heart. So you have this beautiful energy that you're using. Here's the Ace of Wands that you're yielding still, and you're able to focus all this beautiful love energy and all this beautiful fire, electric energy of Aries into your life to grow things. And it's this confidence that comes, especially when you ground yourself in the unconditional love that you have from the Creator, that you know you have everything you need, and you just have this confidence that I'm going to step out and do what I want to do because I can. And I'm not afraid of failure because I get to decide what anything means about, me. I'm the one that puts the story to whatever unfolds. So I'm not afraid of things not working out that way I want it to, because I'm smart and I'll find another way. Even this card talked about, like, if at first you don't succeed, you will find a different way, and you will definitely go that way. So a very brilliant card full of wonderful flowing energy. Yeah. And then you have the Four of Pentacles. And for me, with this reading that you're having here, the squirrel finds his value within himself. He has enough to give to others, but what's like in the past that we just have to be cautious of is going back to those expectations of putting our value in the outside world, putting our value into what other people say success is, what you should be doing and all that, and not looking at trying to like copy other people, regurgitate what other people are doing. It's about you finding your unique way and how you want to share this unconditional love with the world. And if you don't know what your passion is yet, you don't know what you really want, then you can ask yourself, once you connect with this unconditional love inside, you're like, how do I uniquely want to share that with the world? Some people do it through the arts of somehow, actual artwork and painting and clay or music or dancing, some sort of the arts, even acting, whatever it may be with that. Some people show it through being a supervisor and how they care about their employees on their team and help grow them and help them see what their dreams are and help them achieve their dreams. There's so many different ways, and you don't have to regurgitate and try to be like, well, that's what people do when they want to, do that. It's like, well, yeah. And definitely you look at how other people are doing things, but what resonates with you. You don't do it out of fear. You do it out of what resonates with your heart. Yeah, because here you have the Chariot. And this is definitely, again, this beautiful, bright energy here. And this is the awareness of yourself, the awareness that you get to choose. For me, the Chariot is like the power of choice card, because it's like at this transitional place in the major arcana where you're deciding, are you going to choose these feelings of fear and those emotions and feeling small and powerless, or are you going to recognize who you are and you're going to choose the brightness and the unconditional love and the powerfulness? And there's no wrong choice, because you did come here to experience all of those emotions, all of those feelings of fear and lower, so there's no wrong choice. But this kind of represents for me is that you have other choices. And sometimes that's all that we need to know, is that I can choose not to do what I've been told I'm supposed to and should, or what the popular opinions are or the popular emotions are. I get to choose differently if I want to. Yep. There's other choices. And just knowing that just like blows your mind, right? Because you're like, well, I've always told that this is the way and the only way. And it's like, nope. Possibilities are endless, and so this brings you that power around that. Yeah, because here's the Hierophant, which you held the key here, and there's the lightning bolt again of the Aries energy we're talking about, which activates your ability to unlock these gates that have been put in front of you. The Hierophant is more kind of like around your spiritual life in a way. And so it could be, also about your motivation and your aspirations and everything. And you're like, have this gate that's there that, you're told, no, you can't go beyond that. This is as much as you can go because of who you are, your past, your education, your gender, your race, your sexual orientation, whatever the many, 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 bars are that keep this, obstacle in front of you, but there's this key that you've had, which is this power of choice, and you're able to use this key to unlock that and move into areas that you never thought possible. And you realize, it starts here with these expectations, this Ace of Swords, knowing that you hold the power about what you believe. What story you put to any situation is up to you, and you're empowered with that. Beautiful. I am loving this energy for you. Definitely a sparkly time. And just know, as you're going through this beautiful 3-week period for this Aries full moon, that every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And I love you too. You have an amazing adventure, and I'm sure I'll be talking with you very soon. You take care.